Hi, good morning. The article which we are going to discuss today is Police Reform and the Crucial Judicial Actors Involved in it. The context would be the Thoothukudi custodial death, and this article contains five parts. First part talks about custodial deaths. Second part talks about Supreme Court and judiciaries, various suggestions. Third part talks about institutional apathy with respect to police reforms. Fourth part talks about what can judiciary do in its limited capacity with respect to police. And the last part talks about what needs to be done. So, going on to the first part, where they talk about the custodial death. Uh, see, uh, here, here the author goes on to mention why police is still a force and not as a service. This can be found out by the police treatment as of high-handedness, immune to public perception, and of course the custodial death and torture. These all reflect the quality or the uh, what you call colonial hangover which the police is still in. And to corroborate some of the facts with respect to custodial deaths, see there are over 300 deaths, custodial deaths between 2008 to 2016 with 0% conviction rate. That is to say, no police has been held accountable for all these 300 deaths. Okay, this corroborates the fact that the colonial hangover nature of the police. And the author goes on to mention that why and how judiciary has been the sole actor vis-a-vis legislature and executive in protecting the citizens' rights. Well, uh, the judiciary has given various suggestions and judgments through judgments, and some of them would found in Joginder Kumar versus State of UP, DK Basu versus State of West Bengal, where guidelines were passed to try and secure two rights in the context of any state action: a right to life and a right to know. Through the guidelines, the court sought to curb the power of arrest as well as ensure that the accused person is made aware of all critical information regarding her arrest and also convey this to friends, family immediately in the event of being taken in the custody. And what he also mentions that even the cases or the suggestions, judgments given in 94 and 96, it took them till 2008 to make associated amendments to the CRPC. Of course, the Supreme Court has been champion with respect to its limited ability through Prakash Singh judgment, the famous Prakash Singh case of 2006, where Supreme Court gives 7 guidelines with respect to police reform. First one would be Police Complaints Authority. Second one would be State Security Commission. Third one, Central Security Commission, National Security Commission. Fourth one would be 2-year tenure to SPs and other operational level officers. Fifth one would be 2-year tenure to DGPs. Sixth one would be uh, Police Establishment Board to deal with transfers and postings of police. The author goes on to mention how this has, even after these judgments, how the police treatment for the prisoners or the accused remains below par with respect to the treatment. So he also mentions that judiciary has taken certain steps to avoid the physical torture endured by the accused while they are in the police remand. So here he mentions how judiciary has come up with recommendation of scientific investigations with respect to narco analysis and CCTV recordings in the police stations and video recording of the investigations, etc., so that the physical use to extract truth is bare minimum, so that based on all these non-physical techniques the truth can be brought out. However, this has not functioned uh, to the expectations, and the next part would deal with the systemic failures. Here the author goes on to mention how L and E have not functioned towards bringing reforms in the police, that is the institutional apathy towards the issue of police reform. uh, See, why the police reforms has taken this much time is, see, police is a concurrent list. Police is in concurrent list, and uh, police act as a weapon at the hands of the government or politicians, and neither the state government or the central government has taken steps to reform it, so as to ensure that the police remains in their control itself. Hence, police reforms has faced institutional apathy. However, the author uh, goes on to criticize the judiciary itself, and how it could have performed well in spite of its limited capacity. See, he goes on to mention that judiciary has not taken enough action against the police violence, either through compensation claims or prosecutions. See, what stops the judiciary uh, from giving harsher penalties towards the police? No, right? But the what judiciary restricts itself is based on few bad apples principle or morale of the police. That is to say, like what happened in the Thoothukudi incident. Madurai Madurai court said that only if some of the people are bad in the department, that doesn't mean the entire police is not bad. See, this brings this kind of attitude that if at all the if at all anything goes bad, the only the personnel involved in that will be punished. But this doesn't change the entire uh, police culture, police culture or working culture. The working culture will remain the same if this continues to happen. So what he suggests is, let the judiciary give more punishment, more penalties through compensation claims or etc., so that the entire police department will be held responsible, held responsible, and this brings collective responsibility of the police. Okay. But another thing the author mentions is uh, role of local magistrate. See, within 24 hours of the arrest of the accused, he will be presented before local magistrate. The police will take him in front of local magistrate to put him under remand or judicial investigation. This is police remand and judicial investigation. See, uh, local magistrate, what has happened in recent times or in recent decades is the giving to police remand has become a norm rather than an exception. So this is a gross violation of the citizens' right? So what, and we need to know reason. We need to know the reason why local magistrate has been functioning like that. See, according to ADR data, in 2017-18 alone, there were 3 crore pending cases in the local courts itself. So you might know that the work pressure on the local magistrate due to all this, right? So he won't be able to function with 100% conviction in these kind of situations. So what he says is, let the local magistrate perform efficiently, so that this, while the accused is given to police remand, he will be, the case will be examined thoroughly, and while also punishing the police department, let harsher punishment or stricter laws be implemented against them, so that so as to bring collective responsibility. And the author goes on to say that, see, author goes on to say that we need to bring systematic change, not only in local magistrate, but also makes case for judicial reforms and police reforms. Thank you.